Like, I've had some people tell me,
Desiree, why don't you just use water only? Like, just use water. Don't use any products. No oils, no leave-in conditioning spray, no nothing. No nothing, just water.
And I cannot thrive on just water. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Desiree Marie and welcome back to another video. Today I want to talk about the things I have wished I had known before getting locks and before sharing it online. As you guys know, or some of you may know if you've been following me this far, that I've been sharing my lock journey now for about 4 years. Actually next month, August, will make my 4-month lockiversary, and since I began my journey, I've been sharing everything, all of my mess ups, failures, lessons learned, all of my mistakes, everything here on camera, and I still do that to this very day. So there's just some things that I did not know before, and I kind of learned along the way while documenting my journey here on YouTube for you guys to see. So I'm just gonna get into the things that I wish that I had known before getting locks and before sharing it online as a content creator, because that comes with its own set of issues and all of that stuff. So we'll just get into it. Things that I wish I had known before getting locks and sharing it online. The first thing I wish I had known, well, I kind of knew it, but I know more now than ever before, is that you have to have a tough skin. First of all, period, as a content creator, but also when you come here on, with locks, and you're sharing your lock journey and you are opening up yourself to the lock community, you have to have a tough skin, because there are so many different philosophies, different lock journeys. We all come in different colors and shapes and sizes, and there's so many of us. We are doing different things with our locks. Some of us are sister locked, micro locked, free-form lock, semi-free-form lock, traditional lock. So it's a huge community, but there are different sectors, different colors in the community. And so when you come here on YouTube, forgive me for the noise behind the camera, but if you come here on YouTube and you're talking about your journey and you are not completely knowledgeable, as no one is when they first start their locks. I mean, who starts their locks knowing everything there is to know unless you restarted from a previous journey? But when you come here and you're learning and you're sharing and you're growing, you are going to inevitably attract some people that have strong mindsets like,
no, you should never retwist. Don't retwist your hair. Retwisting is the devil and blah blah blah.
I believe when I first started YouTube, I saw this one lady who was making YouTube videos talking about locks are evil and they're of the devil, and she was even pointing out scriptures which were not correctly used in the right context. So she was talking about locks are evil, and there was just so many different philosophies that I was exposed to here as I'm learning my journey as someone who is just starting off the lock journey, because I was loose natural for a while and I didn't really know my hair, and I kind of grew to know it, and then I started locks, and locks are completely different from loose natural hair. So it's like once you become locked, you are now relearning your hair in a completely different way. And so when you are exposing your journey to YouTube, there are going to be strong mindsets, people that have strong mindsets about what you should do with your hair because that's what works with them, and so many philosophies. People will even come against you and talk about you because, oh, she cut her locks, oh, she combed, all sorts of different things that you decide to do for your hair. There's a lot on the YouTube, on the internet, different trolls and people with particular opinions, which are completely cool, but it's like you have to have a tough skin and you have to come in knowing exactly why you are locking your hair and stick by it. But I'll get more into that further along in the rest of the video. Another thing I wish I had known before starting my locks is that low maintenance is a myth. When I first started my locks, I thought that, oh, locks are low maintenance. I don't really have to do much with my hair. All I have to do is just maybe wash it and let it air dry and maybe put an oil on it or so every so often, and bam, I'm cool, I'm done. Big misconception, because when you have locks, it's not exactly as much work as loose natural hair is, but it does take work to maintain your locks and keep them clean. If you are someone who is interested in maintaining your parting spaces and retwisting, it takes time and effort to do that as well, unless you are completely freeformed and you're okay with that. But even with freeform locks, like washing takes some effort. It's not exactly low maintenance as some people like to say. It takes work to wash and keep them clean, especially, you know, when we have so many different things in the air and locks are so prone to lint and buildup. It takes a lot of work. Okay, you guys still see me doing the work here on this channel as I'm still learning my hair, and it takes some work. So okay, the next point. Another thing I wish that I had known is you cannot learn your hair on YouTube completely. When I first started my loose natural hair journey, I leaned more towards YouTube because YouTube was becoming a platform where more natural hair women that looked like me were starting YouTube channels and showing how they did their hair. And it gave me confidence to want to, you know, cut off my permed hair and embrace my natural hair coming out of my head. So I love YouTube for that reason, and also internet. You know, there's not only YouTube but Instagram, Pinterest, and so I saw more people who looked like me starting channels and showing their hair and sharing what works for them. But I realized more and more that as I saw all these different videos, that none of them were completely connecting to my hair. And that just goes to say, you can't learn your hair only on YouTube. You can't just look at a tutorial and apply that tutorial to your hair and think, okay, this is gonna work. It may not work for you. Your hair is unique to the next person on YouTube or on Instagram and so forth, so you're not going to learn everything. And another point is that on social media we have a lot of people who, like I said, have strong opinions and have created kind of like this law book of how to, you know, maintain your hair and so forth. And these may be really great pieces of advice, but it may not work for you. It may or may not work for you. Like, I've had some people tell me,
Desiree, why don't you just use water only? Like, just use water. Don't use any products. No leave-in conditioning spray. No nothing. No nothing. Just water.
And I cannot thrive on just water. My hair cannot thrive on that. My hair is a different type of hair where it needs moisture, and it needs moisture from more than just water. It needs moisture coming from something else that will actually hold that moisture in. So that's why I subscribe more to using leave-in conditioning sprays and oils, because that's what works for my hair. I understand my hair is high porosity, so it requires much more to keep it moisturized. People with low porosity or normal porosity may just be all right with just using water, but I know for me it's different. And just know that everyone's hair is different. So you may have a guru telling you, oh, this is how you do your hair here, and you know, this guru telling you a different thing over there. You really have to know what works for your hair and take that and build a routine around that truth, around your truth, your hair truth, if that makes sense. Okay, that goes into the next point. Remove all of your expectations about your hair and what it's supposed to be. You know, I know a lot of us start off our lock journey thinking, you know, I want my hair to look like so-and-so's. I want my hair to be like this, this, and that. It's great to have goals, but sometimes when you have too many expectations, you are going to be very disappointed. Your hair is largely dependent on your genetics, your hair's ability to absorb moisture, elasticity, your hair care regimen, and so many other different factors. So you having expectations and kind of comparing yourself to other people, or I guess holding your favorite natural hair guru up on a pedestal, kind of does you in wrong, because everyone's hair is different. So you just have to take what you have and love it and embrace it. When I first started my lock journey, I wanted to have nice, thick, luscious locks. And I know my locks are not the thickest. You know, I have kind of like a medium density. It's not thin, but it's sure not the thickest head of locks, you know? So I just had to come to realization that, you know what, this is how my hair grows out of my head. I don't have the most dense hair, and so I can't expect my hair to be like super full and thick like some other people that I see here on YouTube. But I just have to embrace what I've already got and just work it. I remember being hurt by a comment when someone said,
"Oh my gosh, your locks are so thin."
And it kind of frustrated me and hurt me, and that kind of goes with the point that I began this video with when I said that you have to start with a tough skin, especially if you're sharing your journey online, because some comments, if you're not completely secure within your hair journey and you're still trying to figure things out, some comments will kind of make you think or rethink why you're doing this in the first place, and kind of make you question yourself, you know? So to be honest, that comment didn't make me question myself for the moment. But then I realized, you know what, everyone's hair is different, and so I just decided to embrace my hair. I know that it's not super thick, so I would just play around with different curly styles to make it look thick and just work with what I already have. Hey babe, you don't see me from there? Another thing I wish I had known when I started my locks is that buildup is so easy to get and so hard to get out of your hair. So like I said, I started my journey not really knowing a whole lot and trying out all sorts of different things. I still had a lot of the mindset when I was loose natural, where I used a lot of products to try to get a certain feel and look from my hair. And so I kind of took that into my lock journey, and I somehow, not even knowing, contributed to the buildup issues that I struggled with a lot during my first and second year of my lock journey. And I was also unaware that I was not washing my hair properly, and so that led to buildup issues. And so yeah, I didn't know all of that, and so I struggled a lot to try to get it out of my hair. It took months for me to get the buildup that I had last year out of my hair because it was so embedded within the strands of my hair. So it's so easy to get buildup because of lack of washing properly, lack of rinsing out thoroughly. It's so easy to get it, you know, just not having your hair covered at night, or even when you're outside and there's a whole lot of dust and pollen all over the place. It's so easy to get buildup and really difficult for you to get it out. Also lint. If you get lint in your locks, it's really hard for that to come out as well. Another thing I wish I had known is that you should always, I can't speak for everybody, but it's always great to wash in sections. And so sometimes when we wash our hair without sectioning, we end up either not washing all of our locks completely and as equally as the others, and some locks may still have shampoo residue still in it. So when you don't wash in sections, you don't exactly have the control in seeing what you're doing. I know for me, I learned that I have to wash in sections, because if I don't, I'll have a wild tangled mess all over the place. And I just work best when I have like neat, organized parts where I can get direct access to the scalp, even wash out individual locks. Some of them that have buildup, I can work on those individually. But if it's not completely sectioned, I won't know what's going on. I'll just be, you know, just doing whatever, willy-nilly or whatever you call that. Another point is that the temptation to pick out that buildup or lint in your locks is really, really tempting, and it's really addicting. I say that because you guys know, or some of you know, that I have wrestled with buildup many times in my lock journey over the course of these 4 years. And so every time that I would get buildup in my locks, it would frustrate me. I would become low-key obsessed just looking at it and trying to figure out what I could do to get it out. The last time that I had a major buildup issue, I actually did what I tell everybody not to do, okay? And that is to actually, I went in to the lock and like picked it out. And I didn't think that I was doing a whole lot back then, but every pick matters. Like every time you pick your locks, it is slowly weakening your lock, and then your locks become weakened and frail. So I was like kind of obsessed picking out the lint, trying to pick out whatever was inside of my locks, and then a few days later realized that I have a limp lock that I randomly cut a few weeks later after that. So yeah, sometimes I know what to do, but I just don't do it. Okay, so this is me being very transparent and honest with myself. Color is cute, but it's not always beneficial. It's so hard to say that, but it's so true. I love color. I love changing up my look. When I was loose natural, I had blonde hair, I had auburn hair, and it was so fun to change up my color and try different things because it helped me to completely, you know, own my look and enjoy it. I never really was interested in my ash brown hair, so I would always try, you know, colors that lifted, or hair dyes that lifted my hair color and gave me more of a fun look where I can really play up and have like nice playful looks that really complement my style. But it's not always beneficial, especially doing it on your own at home. The last time I colored my hair, I colored it from a golden blonde, from an ash brown to a golden blonde, and I actually received more of a ginger kind of auburn hair color, and I like it. But my mistake then, you know, doing my hair and coloring my hair for the first time with a box dye, I did it twice back to back in one sitting, and that's just, I didn't realize that it would devastate my hair in the way that it did. But it did. It led to a few locks becoming loose, and I know I'd never had that problem before, so I can definitely tell that it was the dye and how, well, not so much of the dye that was the problem, but more of me mishandling the dye and coloring my hair 2 times back to back. That is a sure way to weaken your locks, and I didn't know, but now I know. And coloring your hair, period, you know, when you're lifting the color, most likely that hair color has bleach in it, and bleach is not good because it eats away at your locks, it eats away at your hair, and inevitably your hair will become weaker, more frail. So that's just something to think about if you are considering coloring your hair a lighter color. But that's what happened with me, and I'm not proud of my mistakes, but you live and you learn. Alright, another lesson I wish I'd known is don't just randomly cut locks out of nowhere. Like, just take this lock and cut it short, and this lock and cut it there, and don't do that. Well, if you're okay with that. But for me, I wish I had not done that, because I had more of a, my locks were weakened from the hair color and just my lack of great manipulation, and so some of my locks became weakened, and I decided to just go ahead and chop my locks off completely. I thought that this was a great thing to do because I just didn't really want to work with frail locks, or even locks that looked like they were becoming thinner and would soon pop off. So I was just like, you know what, what's the point? Let me just cut it off right now, and yeah, that's it. But in the long run, me looking back at that time a few months ago, I wish I had left my locks alone and more so strengthened my locks with 100% human hair, just to keep that length. And you know what, some people, you know, argue length over health. You know, it's different with locks because locks are all shed hair anyway. So if I had some hair that was kind of shedding off, I can just add some more hair to it and strengthen it. I wished I had not cut my locks the way that I did, because I ended up with more choppy layers in between, and it led to a thin appearance. And so when I would try to do different hairstyles and stuff with my hair that I would normally do, it just didn't look the same. It didn't come out the same. It looked choppy, it looked uneven, it just didn't look aesthetically pleasing to me. And so I wished I had not just chopped off different random locks, but more so worked with them and strengthened them instead of just, you know, doing away with them completely. The last point that I'd like to make is there is no one size fit regimen for everyone. And that kind of goes with a previous point, but there's no one size regimen for everyone. Everyone's hair is diverse and unique, and so our hair has different tendencies. Your hair has different tendencies from mine, and from the next YouTube vlogger. So there is no one size fits. You have to learn your hair for yourself. You have to go through the ups and downs of a hair journey. No one comes in knowing exactly what to do. Even if you think you know everything, there are going to be times where you struggle with your hair because your hair is different from the next person, and what works for one person may not work for you. So like I said, you have to learn. And how do we learn? We learn through ups and downs. We learn through mistakes and failures. You guys see that here on my channel, where I go through a lot of mistakes, silly mistakes, but that's how you learn. You have to move forward and make those mistakes and learn from it and make better decisions further along. And that's how you learn your hair. YouTube is a great place to learn. The internet is a great place to learn about hair, but ultimately you have to make the mistakes along the way of learning your own hair and thriving in your lock journey. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is just all of the things that I wish I had known before I started my locks and before actually bringing my lock journey public. It's one thing to have locks, it's another thing to actually put it out on the internet and share with everybody. But it's so rewarding because you get to kind of build a community with other people. You receive encouragement from them and you learn from them as well. I know I learned from a lot of you all who comment on my videos and give recommendations and so forth. So yeah, let me know some of the things that you wish you had known when you started your locks down below. Maybe we can learn from one another so that we don't have to go through the same pitfalls. But thank you guys for watching. I hope that you enjoyed. Stay tuned for many more videos because I have more coming. Fresh content to keep you motivated and inspired on your lock journey. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Later guys. Bye.